Hello everyone. In today's video, we are going to talk about 15 things you must do after installing Pop! OS 22.04. Myself Mohammad Zubair, and this channel is all about showing you how to become a highly paid IT pro really fast. So without any further ado, let's get started. Number 1. Update. Well, just like any other operating system, same goes for Linux, that whenever you install it, the first thing that you should perform is update your system irrespective of the Linux distribution you are using. So as we are using the Pop! OS, we'll do the same in here. Well, why should we update our system? Well, whenever we install a new operating system, there are some updates that must be done to get the best performance out of your Linux distribution. Same goes for our Pop! OS. So we'll update it. To do so, we'll use simple commands in our terminal. First command is sudo space apt space update and hit enter. Give it your password, hit enter once again. It will look for all the updates in your system that must be done. After you are done with this command, the next thing that you should perform is to upgrade all those updates. For that purpose, use the same command, but at the end of it, just write here upgrade instead of update and hit enter. It will upgrade all the packages in your system. I have already done that. That is why it says 0 newly installed, 0 to remove and 0 not upgraded. Let's clear terminal and let's move ahead. Number 2. Install Aptitude and Gdebi. Well, Aptitude is a powerful alternative to apt-get when you need to search or when you need to install some packages from your terminal. Gdebi can be used in your system and you can install it for the .deb files very quickly, as it automatically pull in all the dependencies from the repository. On the other hand, Aptitude also helps you with your packages. Now to install Aptitude and Gdebi, the command is sudo space apt-get space install space aptitude space gdebi. After that, hit enter. It will look for some packages and it will ask you to confirm, because it will take around 55.7 megabyte of your disk space. Press Y and hit enter. It will take a little bit of time, so we'll wait for it. We are done here with the installation of our Aptitude and Gdebi. Let's open one of them and let's see how they look like and how they work. So I'll just search for Gdebi in my system. Here it is. This is how it looks like, and as the name suggests here, it is a package installer. Now I'll just close this one and I'll install Synaptic Package Manager. From Synaptic Package Manager, not only you can install your packages, but you can also search different packages, as Synaptic Manager is a repository in itself. So for that purpose, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to write here sudo apt space install space synaptic and hit enter. Press Y, hit enter, and let's wait for the process to get complete. We are done with it. Now let's open our Synaptic Package Manager. So I'll just search for it in my system. Here it is. I'll just open that one and I'll show you that how you can search for different packages. This is how it looks like. So basically, it is showing you all the packages available in this particular repository, and you can easily install all of them from here. Let me maximize its size, and here you can see we have different list of packages available. We have related to communication. Then if you come down here, we have cross-platform. And if you keep scrolling down, it will show you more and more list. Let's say you want to install some of them. Let's mark this one, and here it says mark for installation. Let's select another one. I'll just select this one. After that, you just need to click on this apply button, and both of those packages or all of your packages that you have marked will be installed in your system. Or let's say you want to search for a particular package in your Synaptic Package Manager. So for that purpose, just click on this search button and it will help you to download and install your package. How cool is that? So basically, with the help of Aptitude and Gdebi, you can download and install different packages in your terminal, but with the help of Synaptic, you can download and install different packages and you can search for them from the Synaptic Manager application itself. How cool is that? Let me clear my terminal and let's move ahead. Number 3. Multimedia Codecs. Well, multimedia codecs are very essential for some of the audio-video file formats, and in many Linux distributions, not all the audio-video files are supported. So it is better to install multimedia codecs. In Pop OS, we get a lot of them as default, but still, some do not get installed and get shipped with Pop OS by default. So for that purpose, we should install them manually. To install your multimedia codecs in your Pop OS, use the command as I'm going to use in my terminal. Command is sudo space apt space install space ubuntu hyphen restricted hyphen extras and hit enter. Press Y and hit enter. Okay, you might be wondering that as we are using Pop OS, then why we have used Ubuntu restricted extras? Well, do not worry, as we know that Pop OS is based on Ubuntu. That is why everything that is for Ubuntu will work on Pop OS as well. Let's wait for the process to get complete and then we'll move ahead. We are done here and let's clear our terminal. Number 4. Install Firewall. In some of the Linux distributions, we do not get firewall by default, but in some we do get those. And even though we get firewall by default in some of the Linux distributions, we have to enable them manually. So I'll show you that how you can install a firewall, and then I'll also show you that how you can enable it in your Pop OS as well. To install a firewall, the command is sudo apt space install space -f space ufw and hit enter. And now to enable your firewall, use the command as sudo space ufw space enable and hit enter and you are good to go. It says firewall is active and enabled on system startup. So basically whenever you will start your system, it will enable your firewall as well. Number 5. Increase your internet speed. Well, we have noticed a lot of times that whenever we open anything in our browser, let me open my Firefox, and it takes a little bit of time before the actual website loads up. It is not because of your internet connection every time. Sometimes it also depends on the DNS server your internet provider is using, and we can improve it as well. For example, if I just search for Pop OS, hit enter, you will notice it will take a little bit of time before opening it up. So to get rid of this problem, we can change our DNS. So for that purpose, what I'm going to do, I'm going to open my wide connection and I'm going to its setting. From here, click on this gear icon and go to your IPv4. Under the DNS section, just click here and write the DNS server name or DNS server address. I'm going to use 8.8.8.8 and after that I'll write here comma and I'll write here 8.8.4.4. Basically, I have used 2 DNS servers in here, and here if you see down here it says separate IP addresses with commas, and I have just done that. These IP addresses are for the DNS of Google, so you can use that and it can make sure that you have better internet speed and better internet performance on your Pop OS. Let's apply this one, close this one, and we are good to go. Number 6. Speed up your boot time. Well, whenever we boot up our system, it takes at least 5 seconds to boot it up. So if you have your Pop OS installed, you can decrease the grub time to 0. And after that, your boot time will decrease and your system will boot up more quickly. For that purpose, we have to open a file. I'll write here sudo space nano space /etc/default/grub. It will open a file like this. So from here, as you can see, it says grub default, change it to 0, and down here it says grub timeout, change it to 0 as well. After that, scroll down and see if you can change anything here as well. There is nothing and we are good to go. Now press Ctrl X, press Y to save changes and hit enter, and we are good to go. Number 7. Install Htop. Well, you might have heard or you might have used top utility in your terminal. So if I write here top and hit enter, basically this utility is giving me all the processes that are running in my system the user of each process, then here percentage of the CPU being used by each process, and the memory itself. At the top we have summary of all the information. But what if we could see this information in much better way? For that purpose we have a utility called as Htop. Let me clear my terminal. I'll just write here sudo space apt space install space Htop and just hit enter. We are done here with its installation. Now just write here Htop and hit enter. So here if you see, now we have same information but in more sophisticated way. Here it is saying that total tasks are 121, 265 are threads, 1 is running, and we have other information as you can see. We'll not go into the details of it, we'll just move ahead. To get out of this, just press Ctrl C and you are good to go. Number 8. Install TLP. Well, in case if you do not know, Linux distributions consume a little bit more power from your system. To make sure that your system uses the optimal resources in terms of the power, you should install TLP in your Pop OS, especially when you are using your Linux distributions on your laptop. To install TLP, you need to write a command in the terminal, and the command is sudo space apt space install space TLP space TLP hyphen RDW and hit enter. Press Y, hit enter. This small program will optimize your battery performance for all of your Linux distributions, and now your system will consume less battery. Let's clear our terminal and let's move ahead. Number 9. System cleanup. Well, for the smooth functioning of your Linux distribution, make sure to keep it clean from the junk files and unwanted cache. Just like when we have temp files in our Windows operating system, they consume our space in our system. Same happens in Linux distribution. So what we can do, we can clean it up. So first of all, let's clean our partial packages in our Pop OS. For that purpose, write here sudo apt-get space auto clean, and after that hit enter. It will clean all the partial packages. Now let's remove unused dependencies from our Pop OS. For that purpose, the command is sudo space apt-get space auto remove, and after that hit enter. Now let's clean up our apt cache. So for that, simply write here sudo space apt-get space clean and hit enter. Okay, we have to write here right spelling, hit enter, and we are good to go. Let's clear our terminal and let's move ahead. Number 10. Install Gnome tweaks. Well, Gnome tweaks is a small application that helps you to customize your Linux distributions. Basically, it helps you customize all the Linux distributions that are based on Debian or Ubuntu. So as our Pop OS is based on Ubuntu, so it will work here as well. Command for that is sudo space apt space install space gnome hyphen tweaks and hit enter. I have already installed it and now I'll just open that one. So I'll just search for tweaks. Here it is. I'll just open that one. If you notice one thing here, that is we do not have maximize button available by default for any application whatsoever in our Pop OS. But with the help of Gnome tweaks, you can do that. Just come here under the section of Windows title bars, and here if you see it says title bar buttons maximize and it is disabled. If you just enable it, now you also have a button to maximize the screen size of your application. How cool is that? Earlier that was not possible. Other than that, you can also change your appearance, your font size, keyboard and mouse settings, and you can perform many other things with the small and powerful application. So make sure to install it as well. And now let's move ahead. Number 11. Install Java. Well, Java is a programming language, and for many programming environments in your Linux distribution, you need to have Java. Other than using the Java itself, as I have mentioned, there are many programming environments with other programming languages that requires you to have Java. For example, if you are working on some of the Python projects, you might need to have Java installed in your system. So I'll just show you that how you can install Java. Just write here sudo space apt space install space default hyphen jdk Okay, in case if you want to go with a particular version, instead of writing here default-jdk, write here the version of it. But I'm going with default, so it will download the version on its own. Just press Y, hit enter, and you are good to go. Number 12. Install Timeshift. Well, surprisingly, we do not have the Timeshift installed by default in our Pop OS. Let's just search for that. Here we do not have it. Well, for those who do not know what Timeshift is, it is a recovery tool, or you can say with the help of this particular tool, you can have or you can create a backup of your system by creating a point. When your system runs into some problem, you can go back to that particular point that you create, and most of the time for experiment purpose, Timeshift is a very good tool. It is just like creating a recovery point in Windows operating system. To install your Timeshift, just write here sudo space apt space install space timeshift and hit enter. We are done with its installation. Now let's search for it. So I'll just write here Timeshift, here it is. I'll just open that one, and as you can see here it says system restore utility. Give it your password, hit enter once again, and just open it. So basically I'll just click on next. At the moment it is estimating the system size. After that it will allow you to create your restore point for your system. From here select the snapshot location where you want to store it. After that click on next and follow the instruction given on the screen and you are good to go. Number 13. Install PlayonLinux. Well, PlayonLinux is a graphical front-end application to Wine, and it lets you to play Windows-based video games and Windows-based software such as Microsoft Office, Media Player, etc. on your Linux distribution. Even though this particular tool is based on Wine, but still you will find it very easy to use as its graphical user interface makes it simple and easy. You can install it easily either using the software center or by running the following command in your terminal. Command is sudo space apt-get space install space PlayonLinux and hit enter. Press Y and hit enter once again and you are good to go. Number 14. Install GIMP. GIMP is a small but very compelling image manipulation software. You can use that tool to edit your images and pictures. So I'm sure that you will want this tool in your collection of your programs. For that purpose, open the software center or pop shop of your pop operating system, and after that you can search for that there. In case if you do not find it in here, you can download and install it from your terminal using some command as well. So here if you see here we have GNU image manipulation program. You can install it directly from here or you can download it from your terminal as well. Command is sudo apt space install GIMP and you are good to go. Here just press Y as it will take 112 megabytes of your disk size. Number 15. Configure high DPI display. Well, it is most likely that your Pop OS will automatically recognize the resolution of your available screen and it will set the correct display setting. In case if it doesn't, you can manually fix it and you are good to go. So first of all, just open the settings of your Pop OS and go to your display section. Here it is. From here, enable this option that says fractional scaling, and after that select or switch to the most suitable scaling mode. Just click on this drop down arrow and select the scaling mode as per your need and as per your requirement of your screen. How cool is that? So these were 15 things that you must do after installing your Pop OS. Now I'll talk about some of the bonus ones. Night light. Well, if you open your setting and go to your display section, here we have night light. If you enable this night light option from here, this night light option or feature will make the screen color warmer and it will help your eyes to prevent from the eye strain and sleeplessness as it says in here. So from here you can set the time that from which time to which time you want to enable this particular feature of your Linux distribution. I'll just disable this back and let's move on to the next bonus tip. Create a shortcut to kill unresponsive apps. First of all, open your settings of your Pop OS. Here it is, I'll just open that one. After that, go to your keyboards. Here it is, I'll just click on that one. Now from here, if you scroll down, here it says keyboard shortcuts. Click on view and customize shortcuts. After that, come to the bottom and click on custom shortcuts. Click on plus sign and here we'll create a new shortcut in here. From here we have to write the name. To create a shortcut for your unresponsive apps, name should be xkill. Command is also xkill. After that, click on set shortcut. Now press any keys that you want to keep as a shortcut to kill your unresponsive app. I'll keep Ctrl Alt plus X and I'll just leave it. After that, click on this add button. Now let's try this out and let's see if our shortcut is working or not. So I'll just press Ctrl Alt plus X onto my keyboard and here you can see my cursor has shifted into a cross sign. Now if I click it on anywhere on any of the apps, that app will get closed. Here you can see it has been closed. Let's press Ctrl Alt plus X and let's click it on our terminal and we are good to go. Let's open our terminal and this time we are going to install our Google Chrome. So I'll just open my terminal and here I'll use a command as sudo space apt space install space google-chrome-stable. We all know that Google Chrome is one of the most prominent and one of the most used web browser. So it is better to install it. So use this command, hit enter and you are good to go. Press Y and hit enter. So that was all about this video and I hope now that you must have liked and loved watching this one. If you have anything to ask, please leave a comment below. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Till the next video, take care.